Hello everyone, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review for everybody. Today we're looking at the Diana Chaser CO2 bolt action, and this one's the .177 caliber bolt action pellet pistol. Again, this is my tabletop review. I haven't done the field test shooting video yet, but that will happen at a later date. I'll try to get to that as soon as I can. This gun is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicaairguns.ca. It may or may not be in stock, but we do have it as an item we try to keep in stock for you guys, and it does come in .177 caliber and .22 caliber, again, pellet shooting versions. All right, let's get into some of the specifications. This is a mostly metal gun with some plastic parts. So the pistol grip area is going to be plastic, but most of the other parts will be metal. It is CO2 powered. It uses a 12-gram CO2 cartridge. And again, it is available in .177 and .22 caliber. This gun has an 8.3-inch rifled metal barrel. It weighs in at just under 2 pounds, so that would be 1.9 pounds. It is bolt action single shot, but you can purchase a 9 or 7 round magazine. So 9 rounds for the .177 caliber and 7 rounds for the .22 caliber. The magazines look like this. Okay. Now I will show you how to load one of these magazines with the Bandit version when I do the Bandit video, which will be this week as well. So watch that video if you're interested in seeing how this is loaded. It's a little bit weird how you load it, and if you've never loaded one, that video might help you out. This gun has an adjustable single action only trigger. It has a claimed FPS up to 525 in .177 caliber and up to 460 in .22 caliber. Now, this is part of Diana's lower cost action series target pistols, and it is fairly well priced at just over about $100 Canadian in our Canada store at this point in time. Prices will change. I'm not going to give you an exact price, but it is very affordable for what you get. This gun has a fixed front post sight and fully adjustable rear sight. It also has what Crossman calls the DIT trigger, which is Diana Improved Trigger. I'm not sure what they improved on this gun. As far as I know, this is the first version of this gun, so maybe they're improving upon a different trigger system from an older gun that they used to use or maybe even still sell. The Diana Chaser does have a cross bolt safety for simplicity. Has an integrated CO2 storage in the pistol grip. I'll show you that so you can carry an extra CO2. One in the tube here, which pressurizes the gun, and then one in the pistol grip for backup use. You'll also find a dovetail rail on the top of the bolt area, and it also comes in a soft shell case with the manual and Allen key. So let's take a look at that case real quick. Okay, so it's nice and soft shell. You got the zippers here. Actually right here, I'll just show you inside real quick. It's nothing super exciting, but the fact that it comes with basically a styrofoam lined soft shell case is really nice. And in that case, you have like some zippered areas and things like that as well. So kind of cool. Got your Diana logo there as well. So you do get the manual inside the case with it as well, right? Just your basic instructions. It'll show you how to do different things. Now you'll see this picture here. You have what looks like a rifle. So the barrel on this gun can easily come off, and you can replace it with a rifled barrel. You can also replace the stock or the bottom of the stock or the pistol grip area and add a rifled stock to it. Kind of cool, all right? So I'll show you when I'm showing you up and around this gun how you'd kind of do that. I don't have these parts with me, but I'll kind of give you an idea of how you can do that. Okay, you've got your specifications here, weights and lengths and power, all that kind of stuff. Inside your manual, I'm going to show you how to put the CO2 in, right? How to put pellets and how to load the magazine. I had to read that because it isn't exactly obvious how you do that. How to sight it, how to adjust the sights, all of those things, how to modify. Okay, let's get on to, actually there's some more stuff here I want to show you. So you do get a couple Allen keys. Now I did find that this small one, I think it's supposed to be for the trigger adjustment, but it didn't fit. I think you need an even smaller one. So you may find that this Allen key is almost kind of useless. The other Allen key I believe is for basically taking off the barrel area. So there's some bolts right along here that you'd unscrew to remove the barrel, and I believe that's what this one is for. Then you have these little rings, these little O-rings, and that I believe is also for the barrel. It goes inside of here. So if when you're taking it off or putting it in, you notice that one of those O-rings isn't quite right or missing or broken or whatever, you do have extra ones here in the bag. Lastly, this gun is made in China. It is part of their lower cost series, and Diana doesn't try to hide the fact that it's made in China. That said, it does seem fairly well built, and it seems like wherever they're getting it made there, their quality control is quite good. Just going to quickly compare it to the Bandit here. because I will be reviewing the Bandit in a different video. The Bandit is basically the PCP version, okay? So you got to have a pump. It does have a slightly longer barrel. Not a ton longer, but a little bit longer, as you can see here. The Bandit also has this wood pistol grip area, which is a little beefy. It might be a little bit too big for some people, but it sure is nice if you got decent sized hands. And the Bandit does come with that rotary magazine. In this case, it's a 9-shot rotary magazine because this is the .177 caliber. So this one, I don't know what the FPS is going to be on it. The FPS on the box or in the manual was quite high, which I think for Canadian import was too high. So I think it's down regulated or deregulated. I won't know till I do the field test shooting video, because it says as high as 700 feet per second in .177 caliber, but I don't think it's going to actually do that. So at this point, let's do a quick walk around, get in here nice and tight. I don't actually have any CO2 in here, but I'll show you how to put that in. You can see this is the .177 caliber version. Got your serial number, got your bolt. Okay, this little guy comes out. You'll notice it kind of clicks in there. It's magnetically held in place. See how it just wants to go over there? But if you take that out, you can then put in this guy. I think it goes like this. Oh, gotta have it the right way. So this guy would go in there, and that's your rotary magazine. Okay, so pretty cool. And then you can basically, every time you pull the bolt back, it's gonna manually advance around until it's empty, and then that bolt will not allow you to go forward, so you know you're out of ammunition. Pretty cool. Okay, we'll put that back in. Actually, you can see the magnet on the bottom there. All right, so the bolt, when you charge it, when you pull the bolt back and forth, it does cock the mechanism side, the striker or the internal hammer there, and allows you to pull the trigger. You notice that trigger is a little bit of take up, not much, nice and light. There's your cross bolt safety. Okay, simple to use. We'll just take a little more look here. Those are the bolts or the Allen keys you need to unscrew if you want to remove the barrel. Your front sight. This is a plastic area here, this little sight area, that is plastic, so be careful with that. This is your CO2 loading bay here, or screw to get into this area where you load the CO2. And this guy here, just so you know, it gives you leverage, okay, leverage, whatever, so that when you're tightening it, you can use that guy, and it just screws back in here so you don't misplace it. Okay, so that's what that is for. I wasn't sure when I was looking at it until I read the manual. So you pop your CO2 in with the tip down, pop that in there, and you'll also notice you got this little opening here which shows you if there's a CO2 in there, okay? Just so you know. If you can't remember if you put one in or not, you don't want to unscrew it and let it all out. Okay, so that's kind of cool. While we're on this side, I'll just quickly unscrew this bottom piece. So this is, if you want to put that rifled stock on there, the rifle stock on here, you can unscrew this, remove this, and put that other piece on there and put the rifled stock. But you can also pop a CO2 in there, okay, for storage. So you have an extra one as a backup CO2. Just bring a handful of pellets with you, or whatever, a tin of pellets, and you're good to go. Don't think you can really store pellets in there, maybe a few, but not really meant for that. Okay, let's look at the sights. Okay, so you have this adjustable sight, right? Adjustable for elevation there, adjustable for windage on this side, just your standard notch sight, post on the front. Okay, some branding. There's the trigger again. If you want to take it apart, I guess you could unscrew that. And by the way, straight down there is the screw that you would use to adjust the creep on the trigger. Okay. All right, let's go over some of the pros and the cons and then finish up this review. The Diana Chaser is a very inexpensive yet quite high quality full-featured target pistol. Really great value for the money. I expect to get good accuracy with it, although I haven't done my field test shooting video yet, but I do expect it to perform fairly well. It also has good use of metal where it needs to be, in the bolt area, the barrel, the trigger area, all the places you'd expect it to be. You're going to find a rifled barrel, of course, along with those fully adjustable sights and adjustable light single action trigger. If you want to add some sort of optic or magnified scope to it, there is a dovetail on top of the bolt for some sort of optical sight. You also have that neat little extra storage area for a backup CO2. I think this gun would actually be pretty good for small pest control since it does shoot up in around 500 FPS. Combine that with good accuracy and shot placement, and you should have the ability to use this for small game if necessary. And as I mentioned, you can add that rotary magazine to it. You can change out the barrel. You can add a rifle stock to it. So it's quite modifiable and upgradable. And overall, the gun feels really high quality for the price. And it even comes with a nice soft shell case to store it in. And again, it's available in both .22 caliber and .177 caliber, depending on what type of ammo you prefer to use. All right, just a few cons. Now, it doesn't come with that rotary magazine, so you're going to be shooting this one pellet at a time, unless you, of course, you buy that magazine or a couple of them. And again, that little Allen key didn't seem to fit the trigger adjustment. Not a big deal. I think most of us have a ton of Allen keys hanging around. Just find the one that fits. And again, this gun is made in China. I know some people don't prefer products made in China. That said, the quality does seem pretty good overall. All right, again, I want to remind you this gun is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicaairguns.ca. I'll put links in the description to buy it there. If you're interested in other products like air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, you can check out both our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores over at replicaairguns.ca for Canada and replicaairguns.us for the US. All right, thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe before you head out. Also, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Username is Replica Airguns. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.